Hey, what is going on, guys? Root of the Null here, come back at you with some more Batch tutorials. And speaking of Batch, let's get that right open. Hit up the Windows command line, let you guys be able to see that, and we'll get it Notepad++ going on in this house today because we're working with some scripts. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to call my script script.bat as usual. .bat. Okay, and remember we do want to use echo off. Echo off will turn the display of commands off, and the add command will do just that, so we don't actually see this add echo off command. Okay, that's enough. Now, the thing that we're talking about in this video is something called labels, and a label is really just that. It sort of like categorizes a piece of your program or your batch script by a name, or in our case, a label. They're kind of synonymous in that way. But all it really does is allow us to sort of organize and keep track of where everything is and it's under what category. But the thing is, it works from one position onward, and you'll see what I mean when we get started. This is going to be pretty simple and pretty small to be able to understand, but first of all, it just works from everything down. Okay, I'll type in the CLS command first, and then maybe VER, and then I'm going to create a label, and the syntax for label starts with a colon. Okay, and that's pretty simple. Then from there we can name our label. It's a lot like naming a variable, but it really isn't that important. It's just a name, but it's something that we're going to need to be able to keep track of inside of our program. So I'll just call mine label to keep it really easy and so you guys know what this is. Now from that point on, everything below this label is part of that label. Okay, so in our label, everything under that is going to be part of it. So let's do VOL and get some information about the volume. So now volume is obviously the only thing under label. I mean, that's pretty easy. That's really all I have to tell you, that this is the only thing that's part of it. But everything above it is not affected because it's not under the label syntax. Pretty easy to understand, right? So we don't even have to worry about these. But what if we put in, let's say, how about one called another? Now, CLS and VER are part of another, but the thing is, label is part of it too. So another actually contains CLS, VER, and label and volume, but volume actually contains volume. So it's going in this downward sort of scope thing, but what if we didn't want it to get label? Well, that's something that's going to be saved for another video, guys, but it's pretty interesting. I hope you guys will enjoy that later on, but I want you to be able to stick with me, Alright. But the thing is, there is kind of another quirk to a label, just like anything else in Batch. If you have a label that's not the first character of a line, like see right here, what I'm highlighting is obviously the first character of a line. You can actually see it right here. Column 0, when it increments, it's 1. It goes up by 1 because this is the first line here. The first character anyway. Now this label, the colon, has to be there as well. If it's anywhere else, Batch isn't really going to interpret it. If it's something all the way over here, it's not going to be able to interpret it. Does that make any sense to you guys? But if we ran this, you're not going to be able to see anything different because the labels don't actually do anything. All they do is name pieces of your code. With a label, obviously. Okay, let's go ahead and try this, though. That's enough for me talking. If we do dir, you'll see script.bat, and if we run that with script, Microsoft Windows version, and the volume in drive C has no label, volume serial number is yada yada yada. So nothing new has happened here. All we're doing is actually using some piece of the language to label and keep track of what we're typing in here and organize our code in a different way. It's very simple, but there's a lot we can do with these. And there's your kind of like the fundamental and the structure of everything else we're going to be learning in the next couple of videos. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed that. It's really, really simple. All it is just sort of like a downward scope. But thank you guys anyway. Please like the video if you did like the video anyway. Obviously, I'm not going to force you into doing anything you don't want to do. But yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I don't know, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.